What is up, YouTube? Slacker here with a little bit of a meta prediction video. So Firelink of the Burning Abyss coming out in new challengers or next challengers, the new set that's out on sneak preview. And so I wanted to do a bit of a discussion / prediction video over what impact this could possibly have on the meta. Now, this is not fact, this is not something I know, this is purely speculation based on what the card does and whether or not, well, what we're going to see it do to the meta. So, the card reads, send 2 face-up Burning Abyss monsters you control to the graveyard, then target up to 3 cards on the field, destroy those targets. First, it sends the Burning Abyss to the graveyard, does not destroy, and it destroys the 3 targets that you target. This can have a lot of uses in the meta right now. You can use it to pop opponent's stuff, opponent's monsters, opponent's back row, activate it on your opponent's turn, pop your own artifacts. Really super easy to meet the 2 face-up Burning Abyss monster requirements for it, and really not all that bad because all the Burning Abyss monsters float anyway. So probably a card that's going to see some play. And just for you guys that don't know, in Dante's Inferno, the Burning Abyss are the guys that punish, or the guys on the Burning Abyss, the monsters here. That's Skarm and I think that's Graf. Punish politicians and other wicked men by holding them under a burning like a pitch. So this is one of the few cards I wish they actually did have in the OCG, because the OCG artwork would probably be a little more graphic and even more epic. But that completely aside, card targets 2, sends them to the graveyard, destroys 3 cards on the field. All you need to know. Now, I feel like this card is awfully similar to another spell card we got off the ban list here a while ago that simply reads, destroy all monsters your opponent controls, that being Raigeki. So, I have a feeling that Firelink, as opposed to Raigeki, is going to see something similar in player mentality over it. People were saying, don't run Raigeki, it's bad. Everything floats now, not worth it. But Firelink, same thing. You target monsters, any of the big 3 float. If you're playing rogue decks with Burning Abyss, then it's a really good card, because God knows what rogue runs. I mean, gadgets, anything like that. Use it to pop your floodgates. It could be a side card for round 2 or 3 if you know your opponent's siding something that you don't want to have to deal with. But I have a feeling that players may treat it with the same mentality that they treat Raigeki, that the card's bad, and because of artifacts and the fact that the big 3 float, it's not going to be considered that good of a card. Even though I personally consider it good, but I consider it good for the rogue level. That being said, could this card, if it becomes meta and with the Destroy 3, bring Starlight Road back as a side or even main deck card? If you're going to a big event and Firelink all of a sudden becomes popular, people start main decking at 3s, Starlight Road could be the answer. This definitely is not fact, purely speculation, but if you are running a deck like Shaddoll, Burning Abyss, and especially Stellar Knight, which are relying on their back row, and you don't want your opponent popping stuff with Firelink, Starlight Road, get the free Stardust, and you basically get 2 negations for it, who would argue with that? That being said, I highly doubt that Firelink's going to bring Starlight Road back as a meta card. But it's fun to speculate. Some players are probably going to play it. Some people are going to give it the Raigeki formula that things float, so it's bad now. It'll probably depend on the event, on the meta, on what changes happen. But, you know, it's fun to go, what if? Or predict the future. I could be wrong, I could be right. Who knows? We'll see. And I'll catch you guys later.